District reconfiguration update, Dr. Zales?
Yeah, we'll
or-
start with construction.
Okay.
Mr. Henshaw first. I think we got some updates and change orders. The highlight tonight also being early childhood.
Exciting.
I thought Jaron was coming. Oh.
Construction's going well. Our substantial completion date is, the target date is June 30th. And for those that may be hearing, we did have to shut off the heat and cooling to the entire building the day before spring break. We couldn't do it too soon because we needed heat, but we tried to do it as soon as we could because we knew we'd be without air. So we were really fortunate with 2 or 3 pretty good weeks there of decent weather. It has warmed up. The high school's doing a lot of fanning right now, manual fanning, and third floor's gotten pretty warm this week. So the air conditioning, if everything went right today and tomorrow, we're looking at air conditioning being back on in the in the wings that we're using on Monday, and then the new section, the air will be on Tuesday, hopefully, so we can start getting the humidity out of that part of the building so we can start laying tile the first week of June. So the building's coming along quite well, and exterior, a lot of curb work being finished up, concrete, those type things, and the high roof ephes is supposed to start on Monday. So it'll start to look a little more finished on the outside after that. RFPs, the ones that we're to call your attention to tonight, are 14, 18, 20, and 22. They're highlighted there. 3 of those are expenses, and 1 is a credit. And so the change order is change order number 8, and the credit is $2,685, which is deducted from the contract amount, and the expense is $12,854.61, which is deducted from the contingency that's in the contract, which would lower that amount over on the right side to $8,066.69. That's still in the contingency. The just some of those things, the sheetrock columns, there were some columns that were not designed with sheetrock around them, but they're visible in some closets, in classrooms, things like that. And if the column would have just been a metal column, probably wouldn't have sheetrocked it in, but it had to be sprayed because it's the fire retardant stuff, and so that'll just be flaking everywhere. So needed to sheetrock those. The retaining wall on the north side of the property line between Blossom Basket and us, that is a little bit steeper than what they thought it would be, and we also want to maintain an area to come around there with lawnmowers and those type of things. So that's necessary. Signage, we can get signage for the classrooms less expensive than that, and so that's a credit back out of the contract. And then the brine replacement tank wasn't in the contract, but as we started to tear apart the heating and cooling system, it was found that it really needed to be replaced. And all these things are reviewed not only by the general contractor, but the engineers, the architects. So our engineers and architects, it's their responsibility to make sure the general contractor's giving us a fair price, and many of these, the prices have been negotiated down. For example, the retaining wall started at about $13,000 and went down to $8,000. So Mark does a great job working for us to help represent that, so appreciate that. And then obviously Larry Moreland weighs in on a lot of those things as well for us. So the recommendation is to approve change order number 8 with that credit and expense that'll affect.
Okay, do we have a motion to
Approve change order.
Approve change order number 8.
I'll make a motion, we approve change order number 8.
I'll second that.
Okay. Any other questions, discussion? Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. All right.
In our contract, since CSE didn't turn a bill into us this month, they decided not to. And so currently, we're still at those same numbers of March, in March. So that represents that. And so we'll get hit pretty good in
Okay, great. Okay, thank you.
Dr. Sal.
Yep. Just quickly on transitions, we had administrators meeting on May 9th, and we spent some time just making sure that there weren't any other loose ends to tie up regarding teacher assignments. The move itself, we have everything in place for that to occur, and we're going to focus our attention on the open houses that are going to occur, so we've got that nailed down. So the parents and children arrive at school in August. We've already got the draft calendar of events that occur when we start school, just about 55 days after school gets out. Working days, that is, after we finish. So we're on the count for that, and hopefully we've accounted for the things that the big ticket items. Part of the message to the staff at the end of the school year breakfast on the 22nd is going to be that of understanding and that of patience and compassion for those who are helping the move. And take a deep breath if you find yourself uptight, and know that everything will be fine. There isn't anybody on the administrative team that's setting out to harm anybody. We're really trying to do it, and we think we've thought of everything, but life will be good. As far as 7th grade activities go, I'm happy to answer any other questions, but 7th grade activities, we do have 2 coaching vacancies that we talked about earlier in basketball and in football that we're looking to fill, and we're confident that that'll occur before the end of the recruiting season. And we'll turn over the early childhood piece to Mrs. Brown. She's got some things to present, some updates on numbers. You heard Mr. Fridley's good presentation on kindergarten, so finish that out.
Okay, good evening. PUP's pre-K peer world is fabulous. There's a waiting list. We're good. I screened 2 more kids today, so our waiting list just keeps getting longer, but that's okay. I know not all of these people will be here in August, so I'll just keep screening as long as they keep coming to me. In the parents as teachers world, I'm just going to give you some year-end numbers. We had over 6,000 total contacts with our families since July 1st. So that's between visits, group connections, family nights, screenings, all of those things we do. We had 1,233 home visits, and 1,004 of those were prenatal to 3. We did 644 screenings. That's not totally accurate because today's screenings are not in there, but that's close. Right now we have 213 families in our PAT program. That's 308 children out of those families, and 139 of them are qualified as high needs.
Wow.
So kind of just a rundown of that. And also in the PAT world, this may kind of be a surprise to some of you, but we entered a contest to win an author visit with Eric Litwin. If you're familiar with the early childhood world, Eric Litwin is the author of All Pete the Cats, and he also is releasing a brand new book called Keep Rollin'. Supposed to be his favorite, and part of his contest was submit a video to him. It is on his Facebook page, but we're also going to bring it to you here tonight. This was filmed at the center during playgroup, and you're going to see some surprise guests that attended our show.
Fun.
So we're hoping that we win a visit.
Or you were hoping,
You don't know yet,
We
huh?
don't know yet. The contest doesn't end until the 16th of May.
so we can blame them if it
That's right.
That's right. You wore a tie.
Kind of burying your heads.
He took his jacket off, come on.
Yeah, no idea. Look, Craig's not even looking at it. Oh, that's
Oh.
So we might
I
just-
think Craig sabotaged.
A little testy there, Nancy. People picking on you in that projector tonight.
The projector responds to her voice commands.
Just when Ginger leaves.
Yeah.
It's worth the wait, I promise.
it's good.
It is.
Laura Brown.
There it is. I have to say that Jeremy Dalton and Jaron Hicks are both in our video class at the high school, and they filmed and edited this video. And you'll see their names at the end as well. They worked very hard on it for me.
Very good. Oh. Trifecta. The trifecta.
Take a little hop, take a little hop, take a little hop, then stop. Keep rolling, keep rolling, keep rolling, keep rolling. Do a little that, do a little this, then stop. Do a little this, do a little that, do a little this, and stop. Keep rolling, keep rolling, keep rolling, keep
Oh, good.
And we have to thank Officer Ladd for borrowing stop signs and delivering them to us, even though I did get a little strange look when I walked in the police department with 3 stop signs to take them back to him. So I will update you as soon as I hear from our contest, but I did get an email back saying it was submitted, and they appreciated us having the higher ups, as they put it, in their video. They're hopeful they kind of sealed the deal.
Really?
That's what they call their group now.
That's right.
They're going to be on America's Funniest Home Video, I think.
See the outfit.
Good thing I know when
There's no outtakes, there's first takes.
and no practice time at all.
That's
We just got
right.
thrown in.
I'm surprised how heavy those stop signs are. Those aren't just plastic signs, so those, there's some
They are.
physical fitness in the.
Oh, very good. Thank you, Laura, for the update.